Hello and welcome back to another video. In this problem, we're asked to use the given graphs of f and g to estimate the value of f of g of x for x is equal to -5, -4, -3, and so on up to 5. And then we have to use these estimates to sketch a rough graph of f of g. So for all these values of f of g of x, we're starting with -5, for example. We have a two-step process. We evaluate the function g at whatever value we have, and then whatever that spits out, we take f of that value. So here, g of -5, if we go to x is equal to -5, then we can see that the function g, which is in blue here, is a little bit under 0. So this is f of, let's call it -0.25. Now what we do is we go to this x value and see what we can get for f, which is the red function. And that is right around -4. We repeat this process for all of our other points. So f of g of -4, g of -4, right around here. What do we say that is? That's maybe that's right around 1, the blue function. Then we take f of 1, which we can say is around -3.5. f of g of -3. g of -3 is 2, so this is f of 2, and f of 2 is -2. f of g of -2 becomes f of 2 and roughly maybe 2.75. f of 2.75 is -0.5. And again, these are just rough estimates, right? If we say g of -2, we can say it's a little bit under y is equal to 3. So let's just call it 2.75, and that'll give us a close enough f of g of -2 around -0.5. Next, we have f of g of -1. This is roughly f of 3, which is 0. And I'm not going through every single one of these. It's the same process every time, right? For example, f of g of 2. What is g of 2? We go to x is equal to 2. G has a value of a little bit more than 1. Then we say, what is f's value at a little bit more than 1? We can see it's almost exactly 2. Sorry, that's g. F at a little bit more than 1 is at around -3.5. And we just do the same thing for all these functions, doing the composition. And once we have all of these values, what's important is that we can graph them and get a graph of this composition. How do we do that? Well, all of our inputs, our x values, we have here, and all of our y values, our outputs, we have here. So we have corresponding points in the xy plane for all of these compositions. And we can just write them out right here. And then we can graph them and get a graph of our composition. We have these points. We can graph them right under the other graph. Looks like our largest value of x or y is 5 and -5. So we can go up to 5. Now we just have to graph all these points. So we have -5, -4, -4, -3.5, -3, -2, -2, -0.5, -1, 0, 1, 2, 2, -3.5, 3, -4, 4, -2, and 5, 2. And so it doesn't have to be exact, but you can get a rough graph of the function by connecting those points, and you get something like this. This is your graph of f of g of x based off of these evaluations that we did earlier, which are based on the original graphs of f and g.